Roblox cannot have lore. I say with a suspiciously lore-shaped lump in my throat, is what I would say if it didn't literally have canonical story, characters, and settings. Items that are integral to how Roblox operates, and stories from a bygone era of internet culture. People that weren't just admins, but heroes. Places that aren't just games, but central locations to the world of Robloxia. Events that shaped how Roblox operated. What makes it tick? And in this video, I want to discuss this bizarre yet fascinating canonical lore surrounding Roblox, explore how this lore applies to modern games, and how those games are reshaping the very foundation on what Roblox was built upon. But before we get to that, I have a very special announcement. For the first time ever, this video has been graciously brought to you by War Thunder. War Thunder is a completely free-to-play, team-based military action game with some of the most realistic combat in the industry. Blast through the enemy's defenses in a tank, perform breathtaking dogfights in a fighter plane, or even engage from the oceans in a monstrous battleship. Obliterate your enemy and see exactly what kind of damage your weapons can do thanks to X-ray mode. No need for simple health bars. And the details don't stop there. Fans of every kind of military ordnance will be thrilled to see just how detailed each model is. Customize your vessel to become the most feared machine on the battlefield. And the action only gets better with War Thunder's newest edition, Leviathans. Take control of a unique stealth helicopter, the Comanche, blast away the opposition in the Soviet T-72B3 tank, or even command the seas in the legendary Yamato battleship on two completely overhauled maps, Kuban and Berlin. But it gets even better. If you're a brand new player or haven't played in at least the last 6 months, click the link in the description of this video and download War Thunder today to earn a bonus 100,000 Silver Lions, a special Eagle of Valor decorator, and more. And don't worry, truly anyone can play War Thunder thanks to its availability on mobile devices. Still 100% free to play, and it runs beautifully. Thank you again so much to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. And now, back to the action. In the beginning, there was an empty darkness. The only thing in this void was a black brick, 2x2. 2x2 was the alpha brick, the first. Copy and pasted and recolored a million times. Roblox was built out of nothing from the images of 2x2. These were the early days. This is a quote from the very first blog post ever on Roblox. Back in 2006, the official Roblox blog was known as the Roblox Developers Journal, and it's where updates, new features, and general platform news was shown to the player base. This quote, despite its short length, immediately sets up the world in which Roblox exists. 2x2, the alpha brick. Everything that we as players interact with in some way is a descendant of 2x2. Soon, monumental creations would rise. A high-rise in which Roblox would operate, a house for Robloxians to live in, a small town with select groups forming, and a race known as Robloxians to live within it. The people of Robloxia now had places where they could exist, rather than an empty nothingness. So where do us, the players, initially come into the picture? Well, that's hard to say. Was someone controlling 2x2 initially? Were the creators of Roblox unintentionally creating a new world and a god to rule it? Or perhaps 2x2 was in control this entire time, using the Roblox team as pawns in its game, giving the illusion that human beings were behind the changes and creation of Roblox as a platform. Whatever the case may be, 2x2 is most certainly the supreme ruler of Robloxia, and the Robloxians, now given life, worship it like a god. However, 2x2 could not be everywhere at once. It needed disciples that could carry out its holy duties all over the world. You see, Roblox was growing rapidly at this point in time. 10,000 players, 20,000, 50,000, all flocked to this new, fascinating platform where anyone could build anything. 2x2 must have grown uneasy, fearing even it may not be able to control this strange, rapidly growing world it's created. And this is where Roblox administrators come into the picture. People assigned the task of keeping the peace in a place so unruly. The first and most powerful of which being a sort of demigod, crowned by 2x2 himself, Telamon. In Greek mythology, Telamon is somewhat of a bad egg, having killed his half-brother Phocus with the help of his actual brother Peleus. After this was discovered, he was banished from Aegina, the island he lived on. Interesting that Telamon shares a name with such a deviant from an ancient legend. Perhaps it's merely a coincidence. 2x2 gifted Telamon many things: a manor in the heights of a spooky forest, an arena for him to test his skills in the art of swordsmanship, and even the power to wield weapons the likes of which no Robloxian had ever seen before. Through this divine intervention, as well as his newfound power given to him by 2x2, Telamon was both feared and revered amongst Robloxian citizens. Thankfully, Telamon knew of his holy duties and treated them with the respect that 2x2 commanded. However, not all would be well within Robloxia for long, as a dark force would soon rise, born from corrupted, malicious code, a four-dimensional being full of hatred for the world he would never fit into. What began as a myth floating around Robloxia soon took shape and threatened the lives that the people there cherished so much. A malevolent presence known as 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. This is where an item known as the Necrobloxicon comes into play, a cursed book that holds the dark secrets of Roblox's universe. At some point in time, Roblox attempted to hide the darkness that the Necrobloxicon held, changing its description to read, "That is not dead, which can eternal lie, and with strange aeons, even death may die." However, if we turn the clock back, we can see what the Necrobloxicon originally said. And there came into this world a great darkness, a being of pure hatred with the name 1 by 1 by 1 by 1, or in later ages, simply the Adversary. 1X is an entity from the 4th dimension who loathes Roblox for its 3D-ness and has vowed to destroy it. 1X was imprisoned by 2x2 at the dawn of time, yet there are those that seek to free him. This book, the Necrobloxicon, holds the secrets of 1X, and if fallen into the wrong hands, could bring about the end of Roblox itself, tearing its bricks apart, 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. It's my belief that Telamon was entrusted with the duty of protecting the Necrobloxicon, ensuring that it never saw true use and that 1X would remain trapped forever. However, clearly something went awry, and 1X did indeed escape from wherever he was trapped. It's my theory that perhaps through the Necrobloxicon, 1X was speaking to Telamon in some way, taunting him with his deepest, darkest fears. Eventually this must have gotten to him, so he opens the book, and out came the current depiction of 1X that we know today, now taking the form of Telamon's perfect enemy. A battle ensued, and Telamon was indeed victorious, sealing 1X away inside the book itself and banishing it to the Banlands. But at what cost? This was a moment of weakness for Telamon, a situation entirely avoidable if he had remained steadfast. This could be why he shed his demigod appearance, instead taking the form of the true man, John Shedletsky. For few remember the heroic acts of Telamon that day, but those who did understood just how important he was. And so 1X remains within the Banlands, a horrible place where evil Robloxians and powerful foes are banished for all eternity. John Doe, Noli, and of course 1X all reside here, and it's believed that the Banlands were created by 2x2 specifically to house 1X when he was vanquished the first time. A place where items believed to be too powerful for mere mortal Robloxians to hold, such as the Void Star, a cursed crown that is described by Roblox itself as the spiritual finger that points to the emptiness that underlies everything. There are many myths surrounding the Banlands itself as well. Who has access to it? Where is it located? Did Telamon have a direct line? Is that why 1X was freed when Telamon opened the Necrobloxicon? There are so many questions that unfortunately will most likely never be answered by Roblox themselves. And as it stands, our fight with 1X in the Banlands during the Games event last year is the latest piece of the 1X puzzle, with us, the players, sealing him away, perhaps for good this time. Robloxia finally at peace. However, despite this being decently final within the Roblox canon, there are many bad actors that do indeed seek to free 1X, just as the Necrobloxicon description says. Most notably is Noli, a myth that I've made a video about previously. Using the power of the corruptive Void Star crown, he's gained a cult following of Robloxians who believe that by worshipping him, they will receive his unholy power when 1X is freed. This is what currently stands as the canonical lore of Roblox, and what I believe to be the main driving conflict within said canon. If you ask me, it's an incredibly simple yet strong base for the players to build off of. Maybe this was Roblox's goal the entire time. Leaving things ambiguous on purpose is why IP like Five Nights at Freddy's has lasted so long, despite its last actually good game being around 8 years old. The story of 1X and Telamon and the depictions of the Banlands over the years has no doubt directly inspired a lot of the games that I've talked about on this channel. Developers saw this lore, or at least some version of it, and used their skills to expand it in in their own unique and clever ways. Forsaken is one of the largest examples of this. If you've ever wondered why 1X and Siedlecki specifically are mortal enemies in that game to the point of having unique theme music and dialogue, the story set up by 2x2 and 1X is why. Honestly, Forsaken does a really good job of taking that initial story and expanding upon it. What's nice about having a world so closely resembling Dead by Daylight is that it's simple. 1X and Siedlecki have all eternity to duke it out for the Spectre's pleasure, and he will ensure that those battles are as dramatic as possible, hence the last man standing themes that 1X and Siedlecki share. I love when games use music to build out their mythos. It's not something that a lot of Roblox games do, but when they do it right, it's just that much more intriguing. Pressure does this too. However, they twist the narrative of the Necrobloxicon in a really unique way. Instead of it being a dark artifact that contains the secrets to 1X's freedom, it was instead written by Noli within the Banlands. When Urbidjade invaded the Banlands to capture the Guardian Angel and extract its holy blood, don't ask, they also found the Necrobloxicon, which was held within the Hadal Black Site. I went into more detail about this in my video about the spawn symbol and how it's used. In fact, it draws many parallels to the world building we see through Siedlecki and 1X's lore. I mean, in the Pressure canon, it definitely contains the info on how to free 1X, but, you know, that's never really directly said. It's just kind of implied because Noli is the one who wrote it, but I don't even know if that's true. It's confusing. Man, how did MatPat do this for like 11 years? But Pressure and Forsaken aren't the only games that build out Roblox's world in unique ways. Fighting is another one, with a map that is their depiction of the Banlands, as well as a character that is a direct personification of the Banhammer. The Banhammer is a real Roblox gear that, despite not actually banning you, is believed within the lore of Roblox to be the instrument of all evil players' demise, wielded by administrators to bring holy justice to all sorts of myths and villains. Furthering this world building, fighting also gives life to one of the least talked about parts of the Roblox canon, the factions. Blackrock, Thieves' Den, Playground, and Lost Temple. These are the four corners of the original Crossroads game that was created by Roblox in its earliest days. Every character in the game except for Banhammer has some tie to one of these four factions, and some have dialogue that directly references something that's tied to them. Hell, there's even a full-blown graphic novel called Death in the Family that's currently in development that explores the world of fighting in much greater detail. Side tangent, I plan to make an entire video about Death in the Family, but I'm waiting until it's fully complete. Dude, there is a comic book based off of a Roblox game that is fully colored. What timeline are we living in? Oh my god, it's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. Sword is bald. He is so... Dude, he is so bald. Editor, play the sound effect, please. Thank you. He is bald. But getting back on track, Roblox's canon continues to get expanded upon to this day. More and more games are using what Roblox has built to build out their own world and explore their ideas. Like I said at the beginning of this video, what Roblox has done with this world building is create a sort of template for developers to expand upon. If you ask me, the Nostalgic Hangout games do the best job of this, not just because they're purely story driven with very little gameplay to impede that story, but because they really go out of their way to build out the Roblox mythos in an insanely cool way. However, that doesn't mean that the other games I've mentioned in this video do a poor job. Quite the opposite. I hope that as more cool games are released, we start to see more and more of this story that Roblox has created be used in clever and creative ways. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.